Hi, I'm Sophia Brockman. I'm the Student Services Specialist for the Office of Care and Civility. And in our second Stress Unraveled video, I'm going to go over the foundational elements that you need for making a stress management growth plan. So, like I mentioned in our first Stress Unraveled video, Be Well has a very strong foundation in the stress management world. Our goal for our HSC students is for you guys to walk away from HSC with some tools and resources for managing your own stress that can help you well beyond your time here at HSC. We know that stress is something we all encounter, especially in the demanding field of health sciences and human services. And so it's crucial to have a solid plan in place to manage it effectively. And that's what this video will be focusing on today. In this video, I'm going to cover 5 key components of successful stress management growth plans. And so this includes setting goals, identifying your resources, creating an action plan, building support systems, and then, of course, adapting and adjusting the plan when needed. And so just like in the basics of stress video, we want to start with a clear foundation of what a stress growth management plan is. So this kind of plan is a personalized roadmap designed to help you handle stress in a structured and intentional way. It's a strategic approach to managing stress that goes well beyond quick fixes, focusing instead on our long-term growth and resilience. Now, this is important because without a plan, our stress can easily become overwhelming, affecting your performance, your relationships, and your overall well-being. By creating this kind of growth plan, you're setting yourself up for success because you're anticipating stressors and you're able to develop and kind of create those strategies and have them ready to deploy when needed, all while ensuring that you stay on course even when those challenges and those unanticipated stressors arise. Now, let's talk about setting goals, which is the foundation of any kind of growth plan, right? And so in Be Well, we use the SMART criteria. That's our preferred goal setting. SMART criteria stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. These criteria really help ensure that your goals are clear and attainable. So, an example of a SMART goal, if you're unfamiliar, or if you just want some inspiration, an example for stress management specific SMART goal could be I will practice mindfulness for 10 minutes every morning for the next 30 days to help manage my school related stress. Now, this goal is a SMART goal because it's specific. So there's that action of practicing mindfulness. It's measurable because it's 10 minutes daily, right? It has a little measurable tool in there. It's achievable because it fits within a realistic time frame or your routine. It's relevant because it addresses stress management, which is the problem. And it's time bound. You're going to do it for 30 days. And so when we talk about SMART goals, it's incredibly important to also be able to differentiate between your short-term and your long-term goals. Your short-term goals are going to be your daily or weekly actions that help you manage stress immediately. They're small, manageable, and lead to quick wins. For example, in a stress growth management plan, a short goal could be practicing mindfulness daily or going for a daily walk. You want to look at something that is going to contribute specifically to your problem or stress management. A long term goal, however, focuses on broader outcomes and takes more time to achieve. It's the reason we have the stress growth management plan, right? For example, reducing your overall stress levels by 50% over the course of this semester would be a long term goal. That goal really gives direction to your short term efforts and those actions and can help you stay focused on the bigger picture, which is stress management. Once you've set your goals, the next step is to identify the resources that will help you achieve them. And so, if you haven't already, take a moment to just kind of pause, think through some short term or long term goals, and what are some action steps that you can take to kind of start working on them and getting there. And so, when we look at our resources, they're really great at helping us kind of figure out what the first step is in those action steps, right? And so, we can categorize all of our resources into either a personal or external resource. Our personal resources are those that you already have at your disposal. So think about the hobbies and activities you enjoy that help you relax. Maybe it's, drawing or, reading, running. Maybe it's playing an instrument or gardening. Your hobbies are a really great personal resource, and they're a really powerful tool for managing stress because they're things that you enjoy. You want to think of anything that brings you joy, that brings you a little bit of life and a little bit of excitement, and then try focusing a little bit more attention on that throughout the week. Another personal resource would be relaxation techniques. Relaxation like deep breathing, meditation, yoga, really anything that calms you, right, is a really great resource. And these techniques not only help you manage the stress in the moment, but they also really help build resiliency over time by decreasing your anxiety, by kind of alleviating any kind of stress or chronic stress you may be experiencing. And lastly, for a personal resource, you don't want to forget about your support systems. They're the foundation of your resources, right? And so you want to look at your friends, your family, your classmates, mentors, colleagues, whoever you enjoy spending time with, and you want to look to them for additional support because they can offer advice, they can listen to your concerns, or they can simply provide a really comforting presence in the moment. And so now we're going to consider a few of our external resources. So these are tools and services outside of your immediate environment that can support your stress management plan. And so when we look at HSC has a lot of great resources on campus and then also on, virtual platforms that are here to support you. One of our on-campus resources is going to be our counseling services. And so if you haven't met Conchita Andrzejewski, she's our wonderful behavioral health counselor over at the Student Health Clinic. If you ever go onto our YouTube channel and you check out our Mindful Zone series, Conchita actually recorded a couple of meditations with us that were really helpful, and they're short, they're quick, they're easy to navigate. And so she's a really great example of a community resource we have located on campus. Another one is going to be our care team. Care team is a non-clinical case management. They're fantastic at connecting our students with resources, both, again, on campus as well as in the community, to help meet whatever needs you need met in the moment. And lastly, we have Timely Care. Timely Care is our newest student support program. It's a 24/7 mental health support app. And so they have a couple of different features on them. A few of my favorite are going to be their 24/7 Talk Now service. They offer free counseling sessions for our students, and they also have some really cool self-guided toolkits online for, anxiety, self-care, recovery support, really anything. Timely Care is a really great resource to keep in your back pocket. And then some additional external resources can just be general online tools. And so Headspace and Calm are really great apps that are dedicated to offering meditations and mindfulness practices online and on the go. They offer some classes, and Headspace even has some counseling features that are really great if you're interested in that. And then another online tool would be mindful.org. They provide articles, videos, and resources on various stress reduction techniques. And it's a really great go at your own pace, do it on your own terms when you're ready or when you need something. They're really great tools to have a little bit more awareness of. And so as we wrap up our resources, I want you to take a moment to reflect on the personal and external resources available to you and start to think about which ones you can integrate into your plan and kind of keep, again, in your back pocket on a rainy day. And so with your goals set and your resources identified, it's time to create an action plan. This plan is going to outline the specific steps you'll take to manage your stress daily and weekly, and then long-term, of course. And so we're going to start with some daily actions. These are your small, manageable, short-term goals that you can incorporate into your daily routine to keep stress at bay. For example, you might decide to start to journal for 5 minutes each morning, take a 10-minute walk during lunch, or practice deep breathing before bed. These daily actions are the building blocks of your stress management plan. And then you want to be able to consider your weekly check-ins. And so these are your opportunities to reflect on your progress, celebrate your successes, and identify areas for improvement. You might ask yourself, what worked well this week? Where did I really struggle? Do I need to adjust any of my goals or actions? And you want to set aside a specific time each week or bi-weekly, whatever works best for you, for these check-ins. And for example, you could do this every Sunday evening as you prepare for the week ahead. Just something to help kind of remind yourself, hey, did it work last week? Did it not? What do I need to change this week to be successful? And lastly, we'll talk about tracking your progress. Keeping track of your actions and their impact is key to staying motivated and making meaningful adjustments. One of the ways we can do this is through journaling, a simple but effective tool for tracking your thoughts, your feelings, and your progress. You can just do some free writing, just really talk about anything that's on your mind and just kind of get it out there. Another way to do it is through apps. There are many habit tracking apps available like Habitica or Strides that can help you keep track of your daily actions and goals. And then there's also, if you're more of a visual person, there's progress charts. Progress charts are a really great way to see long-term how you're doing. Visualizing your progress on a chart or a graph can really provide a powerful reminder of how far you've come. And so I want you to remember your action plan, it's a living document. It should evolve as you do. So don't be afraid to make changes as needed. Don't be afraid to do those check-ins, and track it and look back at your tracking and your progress to see where you're at. And so another really critical component of any stress management plan is support systems. They help provide the encouragement, guidance, and accountability needed to stay on track. And so we're going to talk about building your support network. This can include your friends, your family, mentors, or even support groups. And each type of support plays a unique role, right? So we have our emotional or support groups, which are more like community-based, and then our basic needs. And so friends and family provide really great emotional support and can help you maintain a positive outlook. Your mentors can offer guidance and advice based on their own experience. And, your friends can also just be a comforting presence to you at the end of the day. And then when we look at our support groups, they offer a sense of community and shared understanding, which can be especially valuable when dealing with stress. And support groups don't have to be a designated support group, right? It can be a student group on campus. Maybe you're a part of a student government org. It can be a part of, if you are religious, maybe it's a part of your church or your affiliation. A support group is just anybody who is there to help. And then lastly, we have our basic needs support systems. And so that'll be like our student emergency fund, our food pantries on campus, care team. They're really great to help, build that foundational support for you and get your needs met. And so an important part about building those support systems is you got to communicate with them. You want to schedule monthly check-ins with a mentor, or set up weekly calls with friends, or even just, set up, once a semester, a talk with care team to really navigate what you're going through. All of these different support systems are here to help you manage your stress. And so don't be afraid to seek feedback or, take the opportunity to speak with your support network and see if they can offer any kind of insight that you might not be seeing for yourself. For example, a friend or a family member might notice patterns in your behavior that indicate you're more stressed than you realize, and they can help offer suggestions to help you adjust your plan. And same thing with, care team or a mentor, they can help provide you with resources or guidance that you might not have thought about for yourself. And so the final piece of your stress management growth plan is being able to adjust and adapt. Life is unpredictable and things don't always go according to plan, right? And so that's why it's essential to be willing to adapt and adjust your plan as needed. And so you want to start by embracing the idea that change is a natural part of life. Your stressors may evolve and your strategies for managing them should too. For example, if you find that your initial goals are a little bit too ambitious, don't be afraid to scale them back. If you're sitting there and you're saying, hey, I want to meditate or I want to go for a walk for an hour every day, and you're finding at the end of the day that's just not feasible. Right now, you just don't have that extra time for that. Maybe try going for a walk for 30 minutes, 15 minutes, going for a walk on your lunch. If you want to meditate, maybe you're laying in bed, try giving it about 5 minutes of just deep breathing and meditation and mindfulness. If you discover a new relaxation technique that works well for you, try to incorporate that into your plan. There's no right or wrong way to do this, but you want to be flexible. You want to be able to adjust, shift, and adapt as new things come up and as old things may stop working. Another way of being adaptable or adjusting your plan is handling setbacks. How we handle setbacks is an incredibly important part of our growth process. What's important is, you're going to have setbacks no matter what. There's always going to be something that arises. But what's important is how you respond to them. So some tips that we have is, viewing setbacks as learning opportunities rather than failures. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? And that's really going to help you build up some of that resilience and, that courage and help, prevent any kind of fear from having that setback. Another way is you can practice self-compassion. Being kind to yourself when things don't go as planned goes a long way. And it's really important to be aware that, hey, sometimes it's really not going to go the way you expected or the way you anticipated or wanted it to. That, experience shouldn't end with you kind of, getting harsh with yourself or talking negatively to yourself. A really simple way is just to, look in the mirror or speak to yourself silently and just say, hey, that's not what I wanted to happen, but it's okay. I can try again tomorrow. Or, hey, I heard about this really great technique. Why don't we try that tomorrow? Just keep moving forward with it. And lastly, you want to stay focused on your long-term goals. And again, reevaluate your plan if needed. Allow yourself to be flexible and to adjust your plan as needed. Don't stay rigid. And again, this stress management growth plan, it's a living document. It's meant to evolve with you. And so lastly, the last thing we'll touch upon is how do you maintain your motivation? One of my biggest tips is just to celebrate your small wins. You want to, celebrate the small wins along the way, because whether it's sticking to your mindfulness practice for a week or successfully navigating a stressful situation, acknowledging that progress really boosts your motivation and keeps you moving forward, keeps you excited about doing the plan, right? And so you want to, again, practice some self-compassion. Look at QB here on the screen, just tell yourself, hey, I did it. Today, I didn't really feel like going for a walk and I did it anyway, and I'm proud of myself. I feel good. And it's just, very simple things. It doesn't have to be anything scary. It doesn't have to be anything too, detailed or crazy. It's just simple. You did it. I'm proud of myself for doing it. And lastly, you want to focus on what you can control. Stress management is a tool for your well-being. It's not a rigid set of rules. You're allowed to be flexible. You're expected to be flexible. It's expected to change and grow and evolve with you. It's not meant to hold you back or keep you in one set of, like one puzzle piece or one set of blocks or whatever metaphor you want to use. It's meant to grow with you. And so I want to say a quick thank you before I end this video. If you want to follow us on Instagram or check out our website, I definitely recommend it. We're constantly posting resources and information on stress management and your well-being. You can also check out our upcoming events on Engage, RSVP for them, come hang out with us, and then head over to our YouTube channel and check out some of our on-demand program. But before I log off, I just want to remind you, your stress management growth plan is not just about surviving stress, but thriving through it. You want to ensure you maintain balance and well-being in both your personal and professional life. And so as you leave here today, I want to remind you, just be proactive, leverage those resources you have, lean on your support network, and again, be flexible with your plan. Be excited to get started on it and evolve with it. And so thank you for your time today. I really encourage you to start working on your stress management growth plan. And if you have any questions or would like further resources, please feel free to reach out to us. And remember, managing stress is a journey, and it's going to start with this stress management growth plan and the steps you take today. All right, thank you.